HIV positive. By the time I was supposed to go for a surgery, that was after the accident. So when I was being tested before surgery, that is when they broke for me the news that I was HIV positive. Yeah, I went through depression. It was not easy for me to accept. I was depressed, but I had to accept the situation because acceptance is the key. But I accepted after a serious talk with a few counselors, and I met a very good friend of mine who walked with me through the journey. She helped me understand because she is also in the same status, and I thank God for her.
Hello, once again, this is Mbori Hopa called, of course, one and only Nyar Konyango. And as usual, I've always promised you exclusive stories, promising it to be bigger, better, interactive, entertaining, educational, and, I'll talk about that. Now, today, I have the best of the best stories for you. I have a guest with me in the studio, and of course, as usual, I don't do introductions for my guest. I will give her an opportunity to introduce herself, tell you who she is, what her name is, and of course, as we roll it down with the story, keep it locked here on Nyakunyango Media as I proceed. Hi.
Hi.
Yes. Shimbiro.
Yes.
Wow. Now, kindly look at the camera. Say hi to the good people.
Hello, good people. I'm Rolex Atieno Shimbiro. I'm HIV positive, and this is my 7th year on drugs.
You had it all. 7th year on ARVs. We know so much what the society holds outside there. Of course, this is what we call a stigma. So, Atieno is here. She'll be talking to us, sharing part of her story. And of course, I believe that at the end of the session, someone outside there will get a tip of what can really help them survive with whatever condition they have. Nothing is ever permanent, in as much as they say HIV/AIDS is permanent, right?
Yeah.
So very fast, I want to ask, when was the first time you realized that you were HIV positive? How did you come to know?
Okay, it was in around June 2014, and it was after a serious road accident that I was involved in March, 24th March 2014. So I realized I was HIV positive. By the time I was supposed to go for a surgery, that was after the accident. So when I was being tested before surgery, that is when they broke for me the news that I was HIV positive. Yeah, I went through depression. It was not easy for me to accept. I was depressed, but I had to accept the situation because acceptance is the key. But I accepted after a serious talk with a few counselors, and I met a very good friend of mine who walked with me through the journey. She helped me understand because she is also in the same status, and I thank God for her.
Biro,
Yes.
is your husband alive? Or are you married?
I was married. I'm a widow. He's not around. He passed on. He passed on the 2nd of August 2019. He collapsed and died while at work.
So the accident came before he died.
Yeah.
Now, who between the two would have, brought it home?
He was positive by the time we were getting married.
And you knew it?
Yeah.
What really made you accept him?
Okay.
In that status?
Being HIV positive, it's not easy to get a partner who is negative because of the stigma. Yes, it works. You can have a negative partner, but they will stigmatize you at one point. So it's better you look for a positive partner because you will all understand each other. So that is what drove me into finding someone of the same status.
Now, by the time you were meeting your guy, what was the families like? You getting married. They know that this man you're getting married to is positive. And at that time, was your family aware that you were positive?
Yeah, they were aware. My family were aware. His family were not aware that he was positive.
That he was positive.
Yes.
Now, can they give me the bit of this of it that now you're getting married to their son, you are positive, their son is positive, but he decided to keep it away from the family.
It was not that easy, but I had to approach his father and tell him about the son's status because the father was the person who was at least approachable. So I approached his dad, we talked with him, I at least told him about his son's status, and I told him that I'm also of the same status. The father was positive about it, and we went ahead and we wedded in the year 2017 April, and all was just okay until the time passed. That is when drama started.
Okay, before we get to that bit of drama, do you have children?
Yes, I do.
What is the status of your children?
They are all negative. I have 2 girls. One is 12 years in class 8. The younger one is also almost turning 3, and they are all negative.
So maybe there's somebody out there who'd really want to know how you got to, protect yourself and protect your kids from getting infected from this disease.
Okay, to my first-born girl, I gave birth to her when I was not positive. But to the second one, I gave birth when I was positive. But I got a very good care. As long as you reveal your status to the facility where you are attending your clinic, it's okay. They take good care of you. They give you the medicine, and then they enroll you into the drugs. So long as you are taking your ARVs, you are there to your ARVs, and you attain an undetectable viral load, then it's not easy to transfer it to the baby, to the unborn child. Or through breastfeeding, it's not that easy, unless someone is not adhering to the drugs. Yes.
So, would you please tell us what your journey has been from the time you got infected, getting to know your status? And because I know very well that at the moment when you realized that you were positive, your family had no clue until a point when you broke loose, and shared the story with them. So kindly, I just want you to share with us your journey all the way from the point you realized this up to now that we are here.
Okay. From the time I realized I was positive, it was not that easy. I lived in denial for around 2 months. I was in denial, I was alone, I didn't want to share with anybody. I was feeling weak, and I just felt sick out of nowhere, I think because of stress and depression. But I decided to share it first with a sister of mine, my follower, who is a very loving sister. I shared it with her. It was hard for her to admit. She cried, but it reached a time she had to accept it, and she moved on with it.
Wow. You've been having a supportive family.
Yeah.
And now in your married life, a point where now you are no longer you now have a partner, you have to make decisions, together. Yeah, and at the same time, this guy has his family on the other end. Yes. What is the interaction, the relationship between you and your in-laws?
Okay. As at now, even before my husband passed, the relationship, I can say it was okay. Maybe if they had issues that I didn't know, because I never used to stay with them at home in Nairobi. But after he was married, that is when they changed, and they decided to do away with me.
What really happened in between doing away with you?
Okay, they were claiming that I killed their son. I don't know how. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I had to bury him and leave immediately.
Who approached you with this? How did it come about?
Okay, it was the mother-in-law that started all the drama, right from Nairobi before we even took the body home. And then at home during the funeral day, on the day of the funeral, she changed and she was a different person. But we were strong. I and my family members, we were very strong. We married and then we left. But I thank God for my family. They have been very supportive. Without them, I don't know what I could have done.
What's your family saying?
Okay, as of now, my family, they think they have moved on. And I'm trying to move on too. But with my family, they are so supportive. They have moved on. The best thing is just to forget about those people and to move on with our lives.
Now, what about the children?
The children, okay. The first one girl, she's a big girl, she understands everything, but I had to talk to her. She knows my status, she's very supportive. She's the one, when I'm with her, she reminds me taking my drugs. She's very caring. She understands my situation so well. Even about the father, she accepted and we're moving on well.
Now, Shimbiro,
Yes.
at a point when you were being left with the kids, okay, would you please give me the picture of now when your husband passed away?
Okay, they wanted to grab the small baby away from me. That is on the funeral day. But as I said, because of my supportive relatives, they had to go away with the children before the burial. So I remained.
So they literally snatched the children away from you?
They wanted to snatch the the small child. So there is an aunt of mine who took off with the babies. She went with them in Naka. So I remained behind just to bury their father. So these people never realized that the kids were
Already
gone. Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, so they came to realize afterwards.
What has life been like from the time you buried your husband? You know, you left also, you're struggling with your HIV status. You have your kids here to take care of.
Okay, I can say like that. It has been a struggle. You just have to struggle to make ends meet because at times you even friends run away. Also, when they hear that you are HIV positive, nobody wants to relate with you. Yeah. So I lost friends. They ran away, but I thank God I'm at least there are some few friends that I'm now getting on this journey of
Yes.
being positive. Most of them are also positive,
Yeah.
like me. Yeah.
So you find yourself having a common relating ground.
Yes.
Wow. What do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher. I'm a primary teacher, though I teach in a private school. So as of now, we are still waiting for the schools to reopen in January, since they were closed due to COVID-19.
Now, what has been your darkest moment in life?
Okay, my darkest moment, the first one was the time I realized I was positive. And then the second one is when I lost my husband. It was really hard for me to move on because we had just stayed for around 2 years, 4 months, and then it passed.
Take heart, right? Yeah, be strong, be strong, be strong. So, at least you can take care of your children.
Yeah.
And your in-laws, like, do they ever make calls like trying to know how your life is, how your children are? Like, at least if they can step in one way or the other to give support to their family that, you know, their son left behind.
They the communication stopped immediately their son passed. That was the last time, and probably was the last time I saw them. That was on the 16th of August 2019. So since then, I've never been in touch with them. They don't call, they don't do nothing.
What about, did you ever make anything with your husband before he left? Like something you can claim and, touch on that. This was mine, this was ours.
Not really, because it was just, we just went in 2017, so we had only stayed for 2 years. So we were in the process of at least building ourselves together as a family, as a husband and wife. So before we could achieve our dreams, we left. Yeah, we went to be with the Lord. So there's nothing much that we had done as a couple.
Do you think if you get back home, because I know one time you'd want to have yourself a settlement somewhere, a place you call home, a place you call your own, because at the end of the day you'll have to leave town, you'll just want to settle back and just build yourself back at home. What do you think? Do you think you still have a chance, you stand a chance of claiming your land?
No.
Because I know your husband had his own piece of land as a son of the soil.
No, I don't think so. I'll just have to move on and find a way to doing that.
So
It's a matter of struggling. I'll struggle and achieve whatever I want with my kids.
literally you have forgotten about everything and anything. Wow. What is it that you can't remember your husband with?
Okay, he changed my life so much. I met him when I was almost giving up because of the HIV status, but he gave me hope to keep living. He was such a loving person, a very caring father, and a godly person. He even introduced me to being to church, and church has made me and has just kept me going throughout since he left me in church. I've stuck into church, and the prayer has kept me going.
How does the church members or they don't know about?
Okay, the church that I attend is a very big church.
Which one is that?
So it's Sitam Gorogoro.
Oh,
Christ
yes.
is the answer ministry. Yeah. So I'm in various ministries, of which most of them, the people I am involved with know my status because I'm public about my status. Yeah. So those who relate with me, they know. Yeah.
So right now, let's talk because you're still young. You're still young, and you can't say that you're now going to make a decision of just having your life as you, Shibiro, like until that moment when you will also part. Do you have people like who come looking for an opportunity, sending applications like, you're beautiful, At the end of the day, you are beautiful. Yes. How do you handle it?
Okay, since I'm public about my status. Yeah, so people come means some are negative, some are positive. So when a negative person approaches me, the first thing I always tell them is about my status, because what we are trying to fight for as HIV positive people is to avoid transmitting it to others.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want others to get infected. So the best thing is to be public about your status. Let somebody know before you move in to that person. So to some people, if you tell them, they run away. Yeah, which is also okay because very few people have the knowledge about HIV and AIDS. Yeah, so people approach me. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have sex? Because I know sex is the only thing people would really not want to talk about.
Yeah.
But we are human, How do you handle yourself? Because I know, okay, you can decide to abstain. And there's also this bit of it that, okay, there comes a time when you feel like you really need to offload stress, because they say that actually at some point sex assists someone to release off stress, because at the end of the day we are human, made of flesh and blood. So how do you go about that?
So idea since we went to live with the Lord. So since then, 1 year I think is still a short period. I'm still having my mourning period. I'm still mourning him.
Yes.
I still need my space.
The wounds.
Yeah, I need time. I still don't want to be hurt in any way. So I resort to having my space still. Just me and my babies and maybe the relatives. Yeah.
The society. What do you think about the information that the society has when it comes to handling people who are HIV positive?
Okay, people have different thoughts about HIV and AIDS. Some even think that even sharing a plate of food, you will get infected. Others think that even
just shaking hands,
you will get infected. Others even doesn't want to come into contact with you like any closer. You think that one you will infect them, I mean. So it's not that easy. Only a few people understand the theory of HIV and AIDS, but most people do not. Yeah.
So what does it take to suppress, what do we call it?
The virus.
To suppress the virus.
Okay, it's a matter of adherence. You have to take your medicine on time. You take your ARVs on time. You don't miss even a day. And then you have to adhere, like daily. Ensure you take it in a daily basis and at a specific time. The time you always take it, the time should not pass. You just take it at that particular time and never miss your drugs. And go for a regular clinic checkup. Yeah.
Now, Shimbiro, you mentioned you got involved in a grisly accident.
Yes.
Would you give us a picture of what really transpired?
Okay, it was a bus accident that the bus rolled several times and many people died in the bus, around 24 people. So, where the problem is coming from, I think it was the mishandling of the patients where we were taken for emergency. And they were trying to save lives, like to stop people from bleeding. So I think they just mishandled people just to stop, to save lives. So that is maybe where the problem came from, because before I was okay.
What? You mean you got infected through
accident?
At that point, already you were married to your husband?
No. At that point,
at what
we were
age?
not married. I think I was around, because I got married when I was 29, that is in 2017. And I was involved in the accident in 2014. Yeah, so it was even before I met him. I met him after now I realized I was positive.
And then you stay like for a very few years and he also leaves.
Yeah.
I thank God you're strong.
Yes.
I thank God you're strong. And I believe there's much more bigger, there's much more big opportunities, bigger chances that await. It's never the end of the day.
Yeah.
Now, kindly, for those people who are still hiding, those people who still feel that there's a way the society will view them when they come out openly to share and to say it publicly. And you see, for me, I'm a positive person, and some of them even decline going for these clinics because of that fear.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, what would you tell such kind of a person?
Okay, the advice I can give them, because most people have that fear of being judged. Not everybody gets HIV through sexual intercourse. Some are born with it. Some get it maybe through sharing the needles and everything. Some just get it through accidents. So people have fear of being judged because when you come out as an adult that you're positive, everybody will just be looking at you like you got it from maybe sexual intercourse, and that's not the fact. It is something that you can get it anytime through different ways. So what I would like to tell people, those who are positive, yes, not everybody can get that courage of being public. It takes a lot of courage to do that, because once you start being public about your status, you lose friends, you can even lose your job because it depends with your boss. So it takes courage and it takes a lot of understanding from people around you. But once you do it, it's the best thing ever. You are free to take your drugs anywhere. You can advise people. So what I'm saying, there are so many people who are infected and even affected in one way or the other. I would like to advise those who are infected to adhere to their drugs. It's not easy, but acceptance is the key. You have to accept first. Once you have accepted, then life will be easy. So long as you are taking your medicine, you can live as long enough than even those who are not positive. And to those who are affected in a way, those who are having relatives who are positive, all they need is support. And let's try as much as we can to avoid rejection and to stop stigmatization. Because stigma is what kills the esteem of those who are positive. When you're stigmatized, you give up in life and you even stop taking your drugs, just think of death. Because when it comes to stigmatization, it's always too much to handle. More so when it's from people who are around you, like your friends, your relatives, it pains a lot. So I urge people, even to the rest of the world, those who are not positive, please be supportive. When you know that someone is positive, support them, take their drugs, love them. They also need love like any other person. Yeah.
In this session, and I know even with the emotions, at least we are trying to contain it so that we have full information. There's one thing, kind of like, what did you two talk about? You have your in-laws, because I know in as much as there's that rejection part of it,
Yes.
there's a way they view you. They've accused you of killing their son, when their son also was positive, you know. Now, do you hold anything against them?
No, I was bitter with them, but after a period of time, I decided to let go. Actually, during the anniversary of my husband, like the 2nd of August of this year, that is when something just came into me and just told me to let it go. Yeah.
Where was the anniversary held?
No, there was nothing like anniversaries. It was not held anyway. There was there was no function. Yeah. So that date, when I just sat down, remembering everything that took place, I told myself and I told God to give me the strength. And this came after the mother-in-law. I heard that she passed. Though I never went to the funeral, but she passed this year, I think 23rd of July. So after I heard that she passed, I was so sorry, and since they never told me, I didn't go to the funeral. So I just said, may God just forgive her wherever she is, so that she can also rest in peace.
So at least you relieved everything and you forgot about every other thing that she ever did to you.
Yeah, and then talking about it has really helped me too. Yeah. When I talk about it, the more I talk about it, the more I feel relieved.
What message would you want to tell to your in-laws who view you in a different perspective?
Okay, me, I just want to tell them that I forgive them. I have no grudge against them. And I'm moving on with my life, but I forgave them.
Suppose they come looking for the kids. Suppose they get in touch just because of the kids.
What I know, it's not easy. Yeah, whoever could do that was the mother-in-law, but she passed. So it's not that easy.
What did you tell to your mom? Your mom is alive?
Yeah.
Your dad?
Yes.
How many siblings are you?
We are 4. I even the first one. I have 2 sisters who live with me. Yeah, I have my 2 sisters.
Because maybe they want to watch the video.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my follower is called Sharon.
Also, the Sharon I was mixing up with Chimbiro.
Yeah, so she's a very darling sister. She has been with me all through the journey. A very darling sister to me. I have sister Megan, the second follower. I don't know what I can say about them. They have given me all the support, and I really thank God for them. And one brother that I have, our last one, they're the best people that the Lord gave me. And not forgetting my parents, my mom and my dad, they were stood with me through what they did.
What message do you have for them?
Okay, all I can tell them is that I love them so much, and I'll keep on loving them. And I'm really thanking them for the support they rendered me from the time I've been into this world until now. And they never get tired of supporting me. And may they continue with the same spirit.
The relationship between you and the staff members with whom you work with in the office?
They're the best staff. Actually, most of them knows about my status.
So, Chimbiro, as we talk now, I want you to address your fellow colleagues at work.
Okay, to my colleagues, I can say that you're the best team, the perfect team that I've ever worked with. Also to my director, my boss, Mr. Masharia, you're the best person so far, very understanding and very supportive. Yeah.
I love it that at least you have people, not even at least, actually this one is at most. Yeah. You have people who understand you.
So much.
Because at the end of the day, Shimbiro, we can't lie to ourselves. When we seated here, there are those people who don't like you. And it's very natural. There are those people who would make you make some strides maybe in life, and they expected you maybe to die way long, right? So the only thing I would say, always thank God for each and every moment. It's because of His grace unending, because of His love. Look, you have your children, at least they're keeping you company. You have family that takes care of you. Now, to the society that is still, clinging on to stigmatizing those who are HIV positive, what would you tell them?
Okay, as I said before, stigma really hurts. Stigma hurts more. In fact, stigma kills more than even the virus itself. So I would urge the society to stop stigmatization and rejection. Let them just let people embrace the love and treat people equally. Because we have other sicknesses that are even more dangerous than HIV, that kills right now than HIV and AIDS. So I'm just urging the society to avoid stigmatization at all costs and embrace love. Yeah.
Wow. How do you feel?
I feel relieved. The moment I talk about myself, I feel I relieve the pain, and I feel so much relieved about it. And I feel happy because I know my story has changed so many lives. Has encouraged people. And I'll continue to do that, and I'm happy about it.
Amen. Amen. You're the people we need in the society.
Thank you.
So, as an individual, as a person, tell us something about yourself.
Okay. Rolex is not a talkative person. I like being alone. I'm a loner. I just like being alone.
Wait. You are a loner because of the situation?
No, That's me.
It's been nature.
It's my nature. And when I'm around people, I don't like talking too much. I'll just be quiet and listen.
Then today you met this talkative person.
Yeah, but to those who doesn't know me at a personal level, always think that I'm someone who talks too much. I don't talk too much. I love my space so much. And I'm someone who I just love helping others whenever I can. And I think that is something that it's just in me. When I'm in a position to help, I'll do it with all my heart. And I want to thank the strength that I have right now. I think it has been instilled most so by my church, that is Sita Morogoro. I really thank God for the members, most of those who are in the Bible study, the prayer ministry, the women ministry, and my pastors at large. They are the best people so far. They have stood with me. They have built that faith in me, and they have enabled me to know that everything is possible.
It's never the end of the world. That is all I believe, because come to think of someone who is struggling with cancer. Sometimes you sit down, you think of yourself, and you try to look at the bigger picture. Like, what about your environment? What else goes on outside you? What goes on around you? And then at least you pick on 1 or 2, 3 things that keep you moving. So my only prayer is that you keep going. Keep going, just fasten the grab. Grip it so tight. It's never the end of life. Yes. I know of people who survived for over 30 plus years. 30 plus years. We only thank God, because nowadays it's not all about HIV AIDS that makes someone go down 6 feet. Yes, there are a lot of things that comes with. Yeah, no, it depends with really how it was planned that it's gonna end. But for you, with this beauty and with this energy and with this boldness, my friend, you still have a long way to go. In fact, you still have a long span of life to spend. I want to wish you the best. The best of the best. I know this has come a bit late, but I want to capture it. What are the stages? What are the stages of, the HIV/AIDS thing?
Okay, we have 3 stages of HIV. We have the first one, where at least it's called the asymptomatic. Yeah. And then we have the symptomatic stage, and then we have the window stage. So asymptomatic is the first stage, whereby maybe the signs still cannot be seen. You understand? Yeah. And then the symptomatic is a stage whereby at least the HIV signs now comes out, like maybe you get sick, with loss of appetite and everything. And then the window stage, most of it comes when someone refuses to take drugs. When you just stop taking your drugs, now you can just go to window stage, because you can be attacked by any kind of sickness, because when the moment
we call it the HIV. You are
the immunodeficiency syndrome. So the moment you stop taking your drugs, your viral will just go down, and that is the point you will be attacked by. Your body will be prone to diseases, more so the pressure, pneumonia, such attacks. The immunity goes down the moment you stop taking your drugs. So it's always a very serious stage that any positive person should not allow himself or herself to get into that stage.
Now, there's this part of the HIV positive patient. Sometimes, someone fails to come into terms with the whole situation, with the whole, the fact that they are infected. Now, then the bit of defaulting. Would you please talk about defaulting and the dangers that come with it, so that at least someone out there can get to understand? Because we have those people who are, at least, unajua hata saa hizi there's that person who has stopped taking that drugs.
There are so many. The defaulters are so many. And what leads to that is just what I talked about, the stigmatization. Because to some extent, some people experience stigmatization at the places where they go to take drugs, the way they are being handled there. So the best thing is to look for a facility, a health facility that you are comfortable with, that at least you will find that peace, and love from the caregivers. So to the defaulters, it's not good at all to stop taking your ARVs. So those who have defaulted, just urging them to just think about it and go back to taking their drugs, because it's for their health.
Yeah, because let's say you defaulted, you wouldn't have seen your children.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the moment you default, you don't stand a chance of living long, and the next thing is just death.
What was the feeling when the news was broken that you were HIV positive? Because this is not something you woke up, dressed up, went out looking. You were never a harlot, you were never a hoe, you were never a commercial sex worker. Yes.
Okay, it was not that easy.
The doctor appears with the results and...
It was not that easy, and even it took that doctor time to reveal it to me.
I just want you to highlight to us the moment when now that doctor came with the results.
Okay, it happened that the doctor who was in charge of my operation was a friend. So they had to carry out certain tests before the operation. That is, after the accident, I had a problem with the nerves, so they had to operate my hand. So that came after around 2 months after the accident. Yeah, this one. So it came 2 months after the accident. So it was because he was a friend, a doctor and a friend at the same time. So I don't know, but even with him he was shocked, but he had to face me, just me alone. Because when he told me he wanted to tell me something very serious, I told him, let it be me. Just me and him, not any other person to hear it. So he got that courage, he told me. I was confused, I was feeling confused. And I had to be strong for my operation. So I was just strong after the operation.
So you were handling two things at a time?
Yeah, at a time.
You have to go strong for your operation, at the same time this thing has hit you.
Yeah. So after the surgery, after going home, that is when now that thing started hitting me up. But I felt that I had to. I'm always a strong person. Actually, I was born a strong person.
And I can see that. That's something I can confirm.
Yeah. And I was born a fighter. So I've always fought. Yeah.
Fighter, and I like that bit of it. You fight, you keep on.
Yeah, so I believe in myself. I really handled it in a way that I cannot explain. Yes.
I thank God. I still thank God. So, your parting shot. And then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, to the viewers outside there, just as I said before, HIV is real. Let's take care, let's take precautions. It is real and it kills, and we live with it too. People can live with it for so many years, as long as you adhere to your drugs, as long as your tolerance, and as long as we avoid defaulting from our treatments. So I had people to also know their status. It's good to always check your status frequently to avoid infecting others. Yeah, and to those who are positive, let's avoid at all costs. We avoid infecting those who are not positive. Yeah.
I want to say that I'm privileged to have hosted Atieno Shimiro. A personality that is rare to come across. It's never easy for someone to, come out in public to talk about their private status because of the dubbed societal judgment. But again, we were here, and I was here with Shimiro, She's talked about her story. Of course, you've learned. And we're still saying it's never the end of the day. It's never the end of life. If you are HIV positive, it's just like any other disease. Take care of yourself, take care of the community, take care of everyone around you. And suppose you want to talk to Shimbiro in one way or the other. Maybe a piece of advice, counseling, because she's still going through a lot. This thing is still fresh. She just buried her husband last time, I think 2 years, 1 year. A year ago. So it's still fresh, and you can always step in for her, at least say a word or two with her, so that she keeps on comforting herself.
So my
Your social
media platform, that is Facebook. Yeah, through Facebook, I'll get to know the person better. That is when I can at least exchange my number. Yeah. So Facebook, my Facebook platform is open for everyone. If you have any question, anything to ask, just reach me through my social media platform.
You go by the name?
Acheno Shimbiro.
Yes. That was Acheno Shimbiro. You want to add something?
No.
Oh, wow. Now, guys, happy and so much privileged, and I'm only urging us to keep on praying for Shimbiro so that at least she can continue, holding in on there. Let her hold on there and continue with the journey. She has little kids who probably need care, the parental care. And, without the strength from the Lord, it can never go that way. Personally, I want to say I'm so humbled to have had you here, and it's a privilege, and I hope that this is not going to end at this point. We'll still keep in touch. If you want to talk to me, feel free to reach me anytime, any moment. You feel you want to talk about something, kindly Nyakunyago is there, okay? Yeah. Until next time, I was yours, Mboriho Pakot, of course. One and only Nya.